Hello, just doing a quick video here. This 2003 Mercedes ML350 W163. So it had a fault for the ABS. The three lights came on the dash. And then, so right away it pointed out to be the left-hand front wheel speed sensor, WSS. So let's turn this down. So fortunately I have a reader. This reader was able to do it. I have apps on my phone that couldn't do it, but this MaxLink has from Hotel has the ABS option. So go to Europe and then choose Mercedes-Benz and on and on. Anyway, it was able to go in and clear the codes, and the BAS, ESP, ETS, and ABS all came on right away all the time. So what I ended up doing was ordering a sensor from Rock Auto for the front left. It wasn't too bad to get out. It just goes in. Here's the wire there. It goes in back on the hub, and it takes a female Torx to get out. One of these guys. It was a female Torx 10 to get the sensor out. I had to drive it on with a hammer. It's a bit dirty in there because of the rust. Because it's this is an old Alberta car from Alberta, Canada, so lots of salt roads and stuff like that. You see the rust up here. So that was fine. Put the new sensor in and it didn't do a thing. No change. Here's the part number of the original sensor. And in hindsight, what I should have done is taken out the original sensor, brought it over to the passenger side and plugged it in. There's the passenger side wheel speed sensor right there, just down on the frame by the alternator. And then tried it, and right away it would have showed me two codes, because this one would have been missing and that one would have been faulty. But I didn't do that. Put in the new sensor, no change. So then I was searching the internet, and the Ben's World site, I believe it was, had an old forums post on it. There's some diagrams, but not all of them, so I'll put them in this video. Basically, to get at the ABS wiring, is right down here. So there's the I just have it there temporary for now, just for testing and stuff. The wheel speed sensor for the driver's side, so front left, and then there's the ABS with all the brake lines on it. And on the side of that, below the windshield washer bottle, is the connector. And I have a picture of that too. So basically you have to pull this trim piece off by the light. That flips out. There's only 3 bolts on the light. Just a 10 there, and then a 10 nut there, and a 10 nut there. The light comes out. And right away you can see right into the ABS module and the clip you have to pull up, which will back the connector off. You can access the sockets on the connector. I had to move the windshield washer bottle up. There's a good video on YouTube about moving that, but I just had to move it about 1 inch, so I'd have to take it out. So I removed this bolt here that's missing now. There, I'm not gonna put that back in, that's just stupid. But anyway, so they tucked that one bolt away. And then it's on 2 tight grommets, and there's a clip over here on the side down there. You take a screwdriver in by the light, and you push it between the frame and the clip, and they'll latch it, and then you can pop the bottle up. With all the hoses and harnesses still on, it'll still move up about 1 inch or 2 to get the connector off of the ABS module. So once that's out, you can start testing, and then I'll show a photo of that as well. This sensor had a blue and white wire, which you can probably see. I don't know if I can or not. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's right there. The blue and white wire. So I knew basically what I was going after, and there's a couple posts on the internet that show it, not very many. And the one that I found, the blue and white wire, were called out in different locations, but they're right side by side. So I found that the white wire would not ohm out when testing this. So let's have my voltmeter set on ohms. It's all automatic, so whatever scale you need, this one will do for you. Some you have to adjust the scale. And then I used pins Then use just like sewing pins. I clamped or wedged this onto my one lead, and then I clipped on the other lead for my ground, and then use this pin to feather touch. That's a good thing. Go into each socket and check for the continuity. And then on this meter, you can set it to make a sound when they contact. So you have to look at it, just and then right away knew the blue wire had good contact. The white wire I can find anywhere. It wasn't in the spot called out, but I figured out, yeah, it must be the white wire is broken because it wouldn't contact anywhere on the ABS module connector sockets. So fine. So I went in, and then I have a picture here of what I found. Just lay that over the video. And what had happened is down below the module, the wires go down, and they basically, it's hard to focus in there, but they touch that inner fender. It's just plastic, it's kind of shield. And then so basically the module sits right in behind. There's your shock and stuff. It sits right here. It's right in behind there. And that wire comes down and basically touches this. So at the bottom of where it loops, grit had got in there and pierced through one of the white wire's insulation, and it corroded it out. Luckily it was white, so I could easily spot the green corrosion on it. I was like, oh, okay, there it is. So, and sure enough, I cut it apart, and it was just, it wasn't worn through, it was just eroded away. There was no wire left in that one spot. So that kind of explains the codes came on, and then would go away for a few weeks, and then finally was just on permanently. So I just put a little piece of wire, about 3 inches of wire back in to connect it, looped it back, and put it back together, and sure enough, the lights do go out now. So hopefully that helps with troubleshooting this stuff. Yay! And yeah, it's 214,000 K on it, but it's had a rough life. You haven't seen a lot of dirt, lots of salt. So it's no big surprise that when I took the loom off of this ABS harness, it was packed full of grit and sand. So unraveled the whole thing, brake cleaned it off, blew it dry, and then got all the crap off and then retaped it. Okay, I think that's about it for this. Diagnosing this problem. So if you're lucky, it's just the wheel speed sensor. That's easy to do. It takes half hour. You have to take the tire off and stuff. And then to get these out, this one's very stuck. So I got a screwdriver under the brass part, just barely, and then had vice grips on the flat part here. And I worked it against the screwdriver, and then put the screwdriver in further, worked it further. And finally to kind of wiggle this way out. It was very tight in there. Even though it's just plastic, it was just rusted so bad. See the rust on that. Okay, there we go. Come on, phone. Yeah. Anyway, you get the picture. So I hope that helps out. And if anything else happens to this thing, I'll try to make a video. Thank you. Goodbye.